Things are getting weird out here, y'all. And if you're paying attention at all, you probably can feel it too. If you're feeling distracted, feeling like there's a lot of random chaos suddenly kind of happening around you, you feel like you have to numb yourself just to get through day to day, that might not be entirely coincidental. In this video, I want to cover what I witnessed last week. I specifically want to discuss what I witnessed as it pertains to, let's call her Scam Blondi, Super Bowl Sunday, and a voter suppression bill that just passed in the House of Representatives here in the United States. What we are watching, what we're witnessing, it's not random chaos. And if you see it the way I see it, you recognize it as layered distraction mechanisms. So let's talk about why I find these topics to be the most pertinent ones to bring to your attention this week, and what you might want to expect or what you might want to look out for as it pertains to, in particular, that voter suppression bill. Now, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I don't have enough details to explain the situation happening with Scam Blondi. I'm gonna continue calling her that because that's who she is in my head. What I can recognize it as is more spectacle, and I have yet to see anything that is solid or is really tangible in terms of results from that hearing, whatever the hell they're doing to her. And trust me, I'm not on her team. I'm calling her Scam Blondi for a reason. And that's because I believe she's a scam artist. I know she's a scam artist. And what I really see it as is another way to get us activated, get us angry or deeply concerned. If you're on her side, you know, it might get you riled up and wanting to defend her, right? So what's happening while we're watching that? In addition to the situation happening with Scam Blondi, we also have Super Bowl Sunday, which I'm not a huge fan of football myself, but I understand it as a time where folks can gather, and I even ended up going to a friend's house to watch part of the game and to be in community, just to be around folks who I enjoy being around, right? And also, I have to recognize, and I want you to also recognize the whole point of that kind of spectacle, that kind of huge production, especially in particularly that halftime show, which I'm not going to get really deep into. Okay, I have thoughts, I have opinions. They're not really for this video. What I do want you to pay attention to, though, is what it looks like when huge cultural moments are produced by billion-dollar entities. What does that mean? What is it for? Truly. I'm making this video to hopefully spark some kind of questions inside of yourself, because while I certainly agree that the performers, particularly Bad Bunny, I'm sure all have great intentions. I'm sure that they all want the best for their fellow person, for their fellow human being. And there were a lot of great moments that I think are a cause for celebration. When I think about the real purpose of all of that spectacle, all of that performance, I can't ignore this message screaming inside of me that's just saying, bread and circuses. Bread and circuses. What is the purpose? What else is going on right now that maybe I should be paying attention to, or maybe it would behoove me to pay attention to? But right now the headlines are dominated by, go watch the halftime show. And I did. I ended up watching it. And after I asked myself, what for? And I had to come to terms with, well, I wanted to be able to talk about it. I wanted to be able to speak to it. If someone asked me, did I watch it? Yeah, I watched it. It was cool. I'm not going to share my real opinion right now. I'm not going to share my thorough opinion outside of what I've mentioned in terms of distraction machine, highly produced and I think very well executed distraction entertainment. And again, I'm not going to go down this rabbit hole, because what is really the job of an entertainer? I don't know. It's not for me to say, perhaps, but I think to some of the entertainers that I truly look up to, such as Tupac, Muhammad Ali, who put everything on the line due to his principles. So what's going on while we're getting mad at or mad for Scam Blondi? What's going on when we're looking at or celebrating the accomplishments of the Super Bowl halftime show, which had, again, several significant cultural markers that I'm not going to put down. Those are real. And also, I'm imploring you to dig a little bit deeper. What's happening at the same time? Because this, I believe it's called the SAVE Act. This bill, I don't even know the justification for it, to be honest. That seems like something we ought to be paying attention to, and very seriously so. I don't see anything tangible happening with the Scam Blondi situation. I don't see how the Super Bowl halftime show has tangibly, materially shifted the conditions for anyone except for the folks who already are doing pretty well for themselves, right? From what I can understand about this bill, again, that just passed in the House, a lot of folks, especially women, queer people, married women specifically and especially, they might have trouble voting later this year were this to pass. You might be asking yourself, well, Char, what do you want me to do about that? What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do about the SAVE Act? And I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to tell you to call your representatives or text them or email them. I'm not going to tell you to protest. I will tell you to inform yourself. I will tell you to prepare yourself. I don't know exactly what that looks like. I don't know exactly what that will mean for you. I will suggest for you to share whatever you find with someone else who might be affected. This video is really to emphasize how much this distraction machine benefits those who are in power. It's to implore you to use what energy is available to you to focus on the things that really matter. at the end of the day. And yes, of course, celebrate with your family, celebrate with your friends. Don't think there's anything wrong with having some entertainment, having a distraction every once in a while. But take a step back. Take a step back. I want to end this one with another invitation to take care of yourself, take care of your mental health. Dig underneath the surface just a little bit every once in a while. Push back just a little bit every once in a while. It goes a long way, y'all. Enough people talking about these things, generating that interest, generating that awareness, that's what pushes the needle. Protect yourself. Protect your people. And be well. I'll see you next time. Peace out.